welcome to another video. Today I will be talking about my memory spread for the week of April the 29th through May the 5th. And this video marks a special occasion. It will officially be 1 month that I have been able to keep up with my video schedule, which has not ever happened. I've been on YouTube for like a year and a half with sporadic random videos just happening whenever, and very often trying to have some kind of schedule and then not being able to keep up with it for one reason or another. And this Friday, the day that this video goes up, marks 1 week, or 1 month, sorry. And so I'm really excited about that. What you saw just a second ago is me showing you the kit I will be using. It's called XOXO, I believe, from Beautiful Plans, but it's like B-U, like Y-O-U, and then Tiffle Plans, or something like that. And yeah, this was a really pretty kit. I feel like at the end of the day, when I put everything together, it's a little shocking. Like, the colors are super bright, and they don't vary enough to kind of offset the brightness, but it's still a nice kit. They're like 2 shades of pink, both fairly bright, then a really bright yellow, and then a gray. And I don't know if it's the stickers that came with it or just me, but I wasn't able to get enough gray in there. I think the issue was that I did not print a page. So that's right. I'm remembering now that in addition to the pages that I just showed you, there is one more page that I did not add. I didn't print it. I was running out of sticker paper, so I only printed the pages that I thought I super needed. Like, without these pages, the base of my kit just wouldn't work, and then I supplemented a lot. That's why it's a little strange. I didn't print everything. Yeah. So I'm laying down the date covers right now, and I really like these date covers. I like how simple they are, but they're still colorful, and with the theme, a lot of times I feel like the date covers I get are a little too patterned, and sometimes if they're too patterned, I replace them with some plain date covers. But these were really nice. They were plain, but they alternated throughout the 4 colors of the kit, and I really appreciated that, and I think that it looks really nice. I think we are ready to move into the sped up version. I just like to do my intro without any time lapse, because that gives me plenty of time to talk before we get into stuff that I have to like keep up with what I'm doing on screen. Okay, so going into this again, I have now time lapsed this to 3 times speed. And while I put down the base of the kit, like the date covers, the date numbers, these date numbers are from a $2 Tuesday from Netty Designs. I actually really loved these date numbers. They're much bigger than most date numbers, and I found that that was really refreshing. I like a good big date number. That seems like a weird preference to have, but I do really enjoy when my date numbers are a little bigger. I just feel like it helps me see the numbers better. And for these date headers, they are so plain that I thought that with the bigger date numbers, it wouldn't be too overwhelming, and I thought they were a really nice accent. But while I put those down, put down the bottom washi and some base kit stuff, I do want to ask for you guys to leave in the comments of this video things you want to see. Like, how can I improve my videos? Should I have more background music? I hesitate with background music because I feel like sometimes it's really distracting. Like, I don't like a lot of background music in the Plan With Me's that I watch, but like, what are you looking for? And what videos are you interested in seeing? Like, do you care about the memory plans? Do you not? I'm going to keep doing them because I like to do them. I like having the record of them, and every now and again I mark something like in a symbolic way with like just a sticker or a sticker and a quick note, and later I can't always remember exactly what that meant. And I like having these videos so that later, if I ever have any question about what's in my planner, I'll have already narrated what I actually meant. And so if I'm ever like I don't remember, then I can just refer to one of these videos for like more details, so I'll keep doing them for me, but I do want to know if there's anything I'm not showing you guys that you want to see more regularly. Additionally, the week that this video goes up, something new has happened on my channel. I did post a to be read list for a readathon, and I will be putting up more booktube content. So this is going to be like a reading slash planning channel, and so if there's anything you want to see that's not just planning, particularly if it's book related, definitely let me know that as well. And then finally, if there's anything I can do to improve the quality of my videos, things that I want to fix are lighting. Like there's a shadow here from my camera holder, and because of the lighting available to me, this was as good as it got. Like it was a worse shadow until I fixed it. I added like a desk lamp, but it's still there, and I want to change it, and I want to change my tripod, get a few better angles. I just can't afford the lights and the tripod right now, but those are both like things on my list to do. What else do you want to see? Definitely let me know. And so yeah, I put in my bottom washi. I used this coral and gold from Simply Gilded in the 10mm size, and then the kit actually came with a lot of different kinds of bottom washi strips, so I layered this yellow heart on top of the abstract pink pattern because I thought that it just looked nice, and it added a little bit of pizzazz to the abstract pink washi, and it brought in more of the yellow because there is so much pink in this kit, and I didn't help it by using the coral washi as like my complementary washi, but it was like the only color I had that matched the best, so it is what it is. It's the color I had. But yeah, honestly, this isn't the most exciting week. At this point, we're nearing the end of my spring semester in my senior year of college, and so a lot of my time is being spent just trying to get through the last couple of weeks and wrap everything up. I was struggling with a class, like one class in particular was giving me a hard time, and I was just trying to make sure that I passed that class safely and everything would be all ready to go for graduation. So there's not a lot happening. I was also so stressed about that I didn't go to like a lot of end of year events or senior geared events and stuff like that, but the first of such events actually happens this week. We'll get into that as things progress, but yeah, so that's kind of what's going on at this point in my life. I picked this particular kit. It's technically a Mother's Day kit, and Mother's Day is the following week. However, my sister's birthday falls within the week of Mother's Day. Sometimes her birthday falls on Mother's Day, and I had a kit that I really liked that I wanted to use to celebrate her birthday because I felt like it was it just reminded me of her, and so I wanted to use that kit on the week that was her birthday, but her birthday fell on Mother's Day, so I also wanted to have a Mother's Day kit to kind of celebrate a little in my planner. And so I decided to just make the Mother's Day kit on this week, even though this isn't the week of Mother's Day, because there wasn't anything else happening this week. It's not like there was something particular going on and I wanted to have like a special kit for it. If Mother's Day didn't happen on, or if I didn't use a Mother's Day kit for this week, I would have used like just an everyday kit, some random springtime kit. So yeah, I decided to just go with that, which is why like the quote box sticker actually says "I heart you, mom," and then the double box sticker, or the tall box, yeah, the tall box sticker is that lady with like a baby, and there's like a lot of brunch themes going on. That's why it's technically a Mother's Day kit, even though I'm planning not during Mother's Day. I'm using the coral washi as headers for the full boxes because I want to, like, I wanted to use it as a bit of foil in my headers. I didn't want to use overlays or really bring them out. So I decided that the bows would be enough foil in my headers, and then I'm filling in the rest with the gray and the light pink glitter headers. In hindsight, I think I should have used the yellow glitter headers, But because I put yellow glitter headers as washi in the sidebar, I didn't have enough yellow glitter headers over here, and for some reason either I didn't notice it at the time or I didn't want to pull things up. I then didn't have enough yellow glitter headers to bring them into the rest of the week, so it didn't matter at the end of the day. I could have pulled stuff up as I mentioned, but I didn't want to, or I didn't notice that was a thing. I think the overwhelming amount of pink that ends up happening in this spread might have been levied a bit by the fact or by bringing in the yellow glitter headers instead of the pink ones, since I do have the coral Simply Gilded as a pink glitter header, but I didn't. So there are 2 shades of pink in the glitter headers, or just in the headers, and 1 shade of gray, when this was definitely a missed opportunity to bring in more yellow. So if I were to redo this spread, I would bring in the yellow glitter headers. And now we're ready for the day by day. Do I zoom in? I've started trying to zoom in on my day by day. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I don't know what that I do here. But I have that half box. That half box at the top is not part of the kit. It's actually just a basics set of half box sheets that I have from Planner Choco. And so I put that down to mark that my boyfriend reached Grandmasters in Overwatch. Overwatch is a video game that is ranked, and Grandmasters is the highest ranking you can achieve, except for top 500, which means you're like one of the top 500 players in that continent, or like whatever server you're playing on. He plays on the North American server because we live in North America. So except for top 500, Grandmasters is the highest level you can achieve, and top 500 players are Grandmasters as well. They just have like that extra title. So that was a really big deal. He's been working really hard to reach Grandmasters for a really long time, and so when he reached it this particular Monday, I wanted to mark that. The pink quarter box is just to mark that my classes were good this day. I also used this pink little panda onesie emoji to mark Grandmasters just because I didn't have anything that fit, so I just picked something cute. Then I have this happy Chloe sticker from Ramona and Friends to mark that my classes were good. And I finally zoomed in. Good job. To mark that my classes were good. There wasn't a ton to mark this day. Nothing happened, in part because I was super tired, which I mark at the bottom. I did some reading of the Canterbury Tales. This is what we were reading in one of my classes. On this strip of washi, I'm marking that I was super tired, and then on the next quarter box thing, I took a nap this day. I took quite a bit of naps. I took a ton of naps at the end of this semester. Basically, I was tired all the time. So yeah, there's a lot of napping happening. On Tuesday, the first thing I marked is that I slept in. I just didn't wake up when I wanted to. I did that a lot as well. Honestly, my sleeping in is motivated, especially at this time of year and in this part of my life, not just by like tiredness, but by not wanting to get up and do whatever was happening. So Tuesdays was when I actually don't know what I was doing on Tuesday. Like, what about Tuesdays made me unwilling to wake up? I didn't have morning classes, so nothing made me wake up. So I avoided it. I used this really tiny, like smaller than a quarter box to mark that my classes were okay that day. They weren't bad. Actually, I only had 1 class, so class singular. Then I used that, like, upset Chloe sticker to mark that I was feeling tired again on Tuesday. That appointment label sticker thing to mark that I took another nap on Tuesday. And then my boyfriend and I played 2 video games on Tuesday, 2 different ones, which is why I have these 2 yellow labels to mark that. And then in the middle, I'm going to put the little girlfriend and boyfriend like playing video games together sticker. And then I will mark the 2 video games that we played. We started Borderlands on the PS, like we had a PS Now subscription, and so we were playing it with like controllers. We also started a game called Android Cactus. Really, we were just messing around because the PS Now subscription lets you access lots of different streamable video games, and we got it to play the game The Last of Us, but when we needed a break from that, we were exploring the other game options that existed on the PS Now, and so we touched both of these games on this day, and honestly, haven't touched them since, and have since cancelled our PS Now subscription, but at the time, this is what we were up to. Then on Wednesday, I'm marking that I had a quiz on Cicero. We were reading In Catilinum. I think that's what it's called. We read the first chapter or so of Cicero's speech. It was a wild time. I loved that speech. He basically is calling out Catiline for being like corrupt and evil, but he's doing it in like this really public setting. And it's crazy because he's just like, you're going to destroy the Republic, and it's so dramatic. And I don't know, I find it really funny to think of people in like the Roman Empire being as dramatic as Cicero was during this speech. It was crazy. I didn't even like my Latin class very much because I struggled a lot in it, but it was funny. This reading I enjoyed. Then I'm using this quarter box and that little Ramona sticker to mark that we went to Walmart this afternoon. We like never go to Walmart on Wednesdays. We go to Walmart on Saturday when we go grocery shopping, but for some reason this day we went to Walmart. Then I'm marking that I had a headache in the morning, and my Latin class this Friday actually got canceled because I had Latin on Wednesday, and when the professor saw us, we were just, the whole class was so burnt out. We were not engaged, like the whole class. It was a class-wide epidemic where nobody was engaged, everyone looked tired, and the professor was like, you guys look like you need a break, let's not meet on Friday, come back Monday having like done all the work we would have done even if we met Friday, but just without the pressure of meeting on Friday. So that was really nice. She recognized that, gave us a bit of a break. Then also on Wednesday I worked on an astronomy problem set. I hated those things. I hated that class. I'm so glad it's ended. Okay, I have strong feelings about this class. I also marked with these little wine glasses that I had a margarita that day. I've been trying, like, the margarita is the best alcoholic drink I've tried. I haven't tried a lot. I just can't afford to experiment like that. It's kind of expensive, and I don't know what I like. But I do know that I like margaritas. I have found a margarita mix that I like, so I've been making them at home. I like it. Then I was angry on this day because Planet Fitness charged me for their annual membership again. Like, before I get into that story, we also played Overwatch on Wednesday, but they charged me their annual, like, membership fee, even though I had went to them weeks before and said, I don't want it to happen again. How am I going to stop it? And they were like, well, you can't cancel until it's been a year. So I waited until it had been a year. They told me that the charge wouldn't happen for another 2 weeks after this. And yet, on this day, I was checking my bank account and I had gotten charged. And I was so mad because we're moving. So I didn't want another annual charge to this particular Planet Fitness when we were moving. And so I was upset. Moving on to Thursday, I got up early, but I still canceled a meeting with a tutor I had because I really wasn't feeling it. I barely got up and didn't want to deal with also having to meet her. I think if I had to go to that meeting, I probably wouldn't have woken up early. I would have just kept sleeping or would have wanted to continue sleeping. But like the inner deal I made with myself was that if I woke up, I didn't have to go to the meeting. I could just slowly get to class. I also did some reading for a professor and a class this day. I finished my astronomy problem set, and I put finished in quotation marks because it wasn't like 100% complete, and it definitely wasn't 100% correct, but I was done with it. I did all the work I was going to put on it, all the time I had to put towards it, I did. I was done with it. I read a bit of Beloved. That was the book we were reading for my English class. I had a call from a school that I was potentially interviewing for. And then my boyfriend and I played Overwatch that evening, and I was really excited because I had ordered some new earbuds and a new headset. I hadn't even had a headset for a long time. It's what I'm recording with right now. I was using earbuds to play Overwatch for a long time, and then those broke, and that was not ideal. I had a headset that I really liked, but I don't even remember what happened, but my boyfriend broke them accidentally, so I haven't had them for a while, and I finally got, like, sat down, ordered some, and they came in on Thursday, so I was excited. Then, any progress I made in waking up early on Thursday just got destroyed because on Friday I slept in and I skipped my morning English class. I had a print and cut day. I just print some Hobonichi stickers in the afternoon. And then I spent some time organizing my shelves. We don't have a ton of storage space in our apartment right now. We just don't have a ton of furniture, so there aren't places to put things, and I have a whole corner dedicated to what are supposed to be neat piles of my craft supplies. And I did ultimately get one set of bookshelves, a very small bookshelf, and it's helped a ton, but not enough. I need to get more. I'm just waiting until we move to kind of invest in some more furniture. But at the time, like, this is what we have, and I was organizing those shelves because they can get really messy. I just kind of toss things on them, especially when I've been planning or working on something in particular. Then the kit had this really cool little foldable box, and I really wanted to use it because I never buy these boxes. Like, they're fairly expensive. It's technically one sticker, but you get charged for like a sheet sometimes, or you only get 2 or 3 per sheet. And so I really liked that there was one in this kit, and I really wanted to use it. It was fun to like fold together, and there was something I wanted to mark that I didn't want like you guys to see, so it makes sense that I had this little cool flappy thing. Then I use a TV little thing to mark that my boyfriend and I watched Jane the Virgin and Brooklyn Nine-Nine on this day. And then at like the top of that flap, I marked that we made a mocha cake and some pizza dough. The bottom is where I'll mark the secret thing. And that little shoe thing is to mark that I took a shower this day. Just sometimes I mark when I shower, sometimes I don't. It just kind of depends. If I feel like it was a particularly good shower, like I really needed it that day, sometimes I will mark it. Yeah. And then I mark once again on Saturday that I slept super late. I worked on my graduation announcements, which they're just little pieces of paper that tell people I graduated. And I had a really hard time working on these for a while because I was like so worried that I would like send out these graduation announcements, these like fancy papers telling people I was graduating, and then something would happen and I wouldn't actually graduate on time. That scared me so much. Every time I worked on these, the anxiety I had in my soul was ridiculous. Luckily that didn't happen. I sent them out, I graduated, everything's fine now, but at the time I was struggling with that a lot. I wasn't even in a lot of danger of not graduating. I was struggling in one class. Even so, it freaked me out. Then I marked that we ate pizza that day. I called my mom. And then this half box, again, isn't from the kit. It's from a set of functionals I have. And I layered it with this Out and About girl from Fox and Pip to mark that I had dinner with the other women in the physics department that were also graduating seniors. There were like 3 other women and a few of our female professors. That was actually really nice. From the day to day, I didn't talk to any of them very often, but we were all graduating, and it was nice to kind of say hi, see where other people were going, that kind of thing. And then the very last thing I marked for Saturday was that my boyfriend and I played a bit of The Last of Us. We're actually not playing The Last of Us anymore. We started to play Skyrim, and it's taken over our lives, and so we just haven't touched The Last of Us. We also weren't especially into that video game. It's supposed to be very good, but we haven't been able to really get into it. We'll probably try it again sometime, but not right now. Sunday, unsurprisingly, I slept late. I did some reading of Pliny, which was one of Pliny's letters, which was the next thing we were reading in my Latin class. Then I worked on graduation announcements some more. I had some fancy stamps for this. I was super excited. When the solar eclipse happened, I was working on it. Like, the solar eclipse of 2017, that was like in America. I was on a research team for it, and it was super exciting. And they had commemorative stamps where if you put heat on the stamp, it looked like an eclipse, but then you added heat or sunlight, and you could see the moon over, like you could actually see the image of the moon appear, and they're so cool. And I actually had enough to use them for my graduation announcements, which I thought was so fitting because I was graduating with my astrophysics degree. So I was really excited about that. Additionally, on Sunday, I worked on some lesson planning because I had an interview the following week and I had to do a sample lesson, so I worked on that. This Sunday was season 8, episode 4 of Game of Thrones, and then by the end of the day, I had a breakdown. I don't remember what happened. I was very stressed. Probably because I was working, well, I know why. I was working on these graduation announcements, and I already explained the anxiety that I had surrounding those. Then I was working on lesson planning, again, something that always causes me quite a fair amount of anxiety because I was worried at every single interview that I wouldn't get hired, and actually that happened. I didn't find a position this year. I am instead going to just go work on my master's degree, which is fine. Like, it's also a good thing. It's not like I'm not doing anything. I just not quite according to plan, but yeah. We are almost done with this spread. I am going to be adding some foiled accents. I decided that for Mother's Day, I might as well get more like extra, and I put different foiled overlays. And I don't buy a ton of overlays for full boxes. Again, they're just expensive per sticker, and they don't do a lot for me. I don't really care most weeks whether there are foiled overlays on my full boxes, but I decided to add a few this week. So I have some like confetti overlays. Oh no, I start with this quote box that says, "The ones that love us never really leave us," which I thought was fitting for Mother's Day, especially since my mom lives far away. I have been going to school in Massachusetts, but she and most of my family live in Texas. Yeah. And then I have some confetti full boxes from Scribble Prints Co., and I alternated those every other day. I put one just to add some sparkle. I honestly don't like them very much. I feel like, and it's not just like these by Scribble Prints Co., it's confetti, the light confetti borders in general. I feel like you can never see them very well, and I don't get them. But I put them, I had them, so I just used them. I ordered like a couple of sets before I realized that I didn't like them very much. So I still had them. I add some curly Q corners to this full box and to the next full box. And then I had one more full box on Monday. I added some random like squiggles from a freebie from Scribble Prints Co. I did that to this little flappy box. And I had already put it on Monday's full box. But yeah. So that completes my spread for this week. I do like how it turned out. It's a little overwhelming, but like I'm not unhappy with it. So yeah, please answer my questions from the beginning of the video. If you did happen to like what you've seen here, make sure to like, comment, and or subscribe so that I know. And I will see you next time. Bye.